to do me dirty, then you understand that, well, man, if these guys is working for him, because I went to the judge like 3 times complaining about inefficiency with my lawyers, because they was just dumbing out. Like, witnesses be on the stand, they would ask them 2 questions that didn't make sense and then sit down. It's obvious that they were selling me, you understand, in order to appease him. There was
thing that would damage or hurt Sean's case. I just wouldn't do that. That would not be my intent whatsoever. And that's all I'm really going to say about the matter, not to get into any negative back and forth, because y'all know me over the years on MTV News being involved in certain things. Right now, my life is positive, and I'm going to keep it like.
Why? Because prior to Cassie, I was the only person to be victimized by him and then to successfully sue him and get paid. And he had to pay me out of his pocket. He has never gotten over that. Oh, baby. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God as my witness, I will not stop until you suffer.
Even though Sean has forgiven Diddy and turned his life around since the 1999 shooting, Sean, his real name is Moses Michael Levy Barrow, born in Belize City but was raised in New York City. Though he is listed as a convicted criminal, he is now the leader of the opposition in Belize House of Representatives and the leader of the Belize United Democratic Party. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the 1999 shooting, which left 3 victims severely injured.
Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade?
We will also explore the recent events about Diddy's house being raided by the Homeland Security. His name has come up multiple times during Tupac's murder case. I find it fascinating. As soon as the murderer was placed behind bars for Tupac's unaliving, and began to see the downfall of Diddy. My name is Tink Marche. I cover a variety of topics, trending news, things that I'm passionate about, shows, and etc. But today I want to talk about Diddy. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up so we can push it through the algorithm. Comment your thoughts below. The victim of the 1999 shooting recently spoke up on her social media. During this research, her name came up several different ways. Natanya. I'm going with the pronunciation Natalia Rubin. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I am pronouncing her name incorrectly. Respectfully. In 1999, although Sean was arrested and served 10 years in jail, it's been reported that Diddy attempted to persuade his driver back then to take the gun charge for $50,000. His lawyers also employed various tactics to undermine Sean's defense and manipulate the outcome and cast Sean as the aggressor. Tactics ultimately contributed to Sean's conviction and subsequent imprisonment. Diddy's lawyers used their power to manipulate the court's perception of the case, resulting in a miscarriage of justice. His conviction and imprisonment was an example of the power and influence of rich and famous. The most egregious tactics employed by Diddy's lawyers was the manipulation of witnesses. Gene Dill, an ex-bodyguard of Diddy, who was also present at the time of the shooting, stated that the reason that Diddy was acquitted of all charges was due in part to him steering witnesses to make incriminating statements against Sean to prosecutors through bad boy security. Imperative to note that Natalia Rubin, one of the 3 victims of the 1999 club shooting in New York, remained adamant up until now that Diddy was the trigger man decades ago. He insisted that she told medical staff that performed the surgery on her that Sean Diddy Combs was the one who had pointed the gun at her in her face. Suggested that Combs was able to bribe witnesses of the crime to dispose of incriminating evidence against him. Here's a quote. She says, "I literally told everyone and never changed what I said," she added. "I watched him. I got shot in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery testified in a criminal trial that while they were putting me under anesthesia, I was screaming. Puffy shot me in the face. Everybody knew he did it, but he paid off the club bouncer and all these other people to hide the video. That's his M.O. Following her victory in the $1.8 million lawsuit against Diddy, Natalia Rubin faced years of harassment and intimidation. She became a target for those aligned with Diddy, experienced threats, stalking, and a consistent invasion of her privacy. This relentless campaign against her not only affected her mental and emotional well-being, but also hindered her ability to move on with her life and enjoy the compensation she rightly deserved.
Also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years.
He has been entangled in legal troubles for years, which have not only taken a toll on his personal life, in my opinion, but have also impacted his professional career and public image. These legal battles have created a constant cloud of ambiguity and negativity that he has had to navigate and overcome. Lil Rod, the producer. February 2024, the producer that worked alongside of Diddy has filed a lawsuit claiming that Diddy unlawfully withheld royalties and profits from their joint productions. Lil Rod alleges that Diddy utilized his power once again and influence to exploit and manipulate the financial aspects of their partnership, depriving him of rightful compensation. Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy sheds light on the alleged exploitation and manipulation of financial aspects within their partnership. His lawsuit actually highlights the darker side of the music industry, where artists can fall victim to financial exploitation by those in position of power. In addition to the financial exploitation, Lil Rod also claims that Diddy went as far as engaging in harassment against his 8-year-old daughter and himself. This disturbing allegation reveals the depths to which Diddy power and influence were allegedly used to intimidate and harm not only the artists, but also their innocent family members. Looking through Diddy's past allegations and his current allegations is a job. So I would truly appreciate it if you guys would hit the like button, share the content, and subscribe to my channel. Also, the Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie, filed. She stated that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, the rapper, and shortly after that, his car allegedly exploded in the driveway of his residence. This took place in 2012. And Diddy's power and influence were clearly abused, and this abuse of power should not be tolerated. The artists and their families should have the right to feel safe and protected from this kind of intimidation and harm. At this point, everybody has seen the news, and it's being reported that Diddy is now on the run. His alleged involvement in a scheduled trafficking case has further tarnished his reputation and deepened the cloud of controversy surrounding him. Accusations against him highlight the need for accountability and justice within the entertainment industry, as well as the protection of vulnerable individuals from exploitation and harm. And this is by way of the case of Lil Rod. So recap, you guys. So just to recap, we have the victim, Natalia Rubin, who came forward and stated that she actually saw Diddy point the gun and shoot her in 1999. We also have in the reports of Lil Rod, the lawsuit that he has against Diddy, he stated that the rapper Sean was railroaded in the courts by Diddy and his lawyers. Know that there was bribes that may have been taking place behind the scenes with his drivers and other people. And we know that he may have even drummed up some witnesses to testify against Sean. This was back in 1999. We also know that per the lawsuit with Lil Rod, the producer, Lil Rod stated that Diddy told him that J-Lo was the one that brought the weapon in the club in 1999 that resulted in 3 victims being injured. And ultimately, they were paid off, allegedly. Tapped into Kim Porter, but we will. Rushed on Cassie's case. Know that there was not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 victims that has come forward and stated that Diddy was smeg trafficking them. Also, the recording studio shooting. To Kimora Lee and Justin Combs' mother, Misa, and Gene Deal, I feel it's important to point out certain individuals who have publicly denounced Diddy. Recall, Justin's mother spoke out about an incident in which Justin was alleged to have been driving under the influence. Protecting no one anymore, just my son, she began. The statement, "A fish rots from the head down," means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, Leadership is also the root cause of his failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. The 29-year-old was pulled over by police after running a red light, and after an investigation, he was cuffed on suspicions of driving under the influence. With further detail remains scarce, the former college football star turned actor and producer was booked on a misdemeanor. This set his mom off. I should have kept my child with me. UCLA too, she added. Everyone can get it. How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all of your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company. Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it, not mine. It's not done. She stated, and Christina, if you ever try to handle me again, I will go straight across your head. She said, stay out the way. You are a nice person. Everyone is tough until it's time to be tough. By saying everyone has to sit around for years and act like there isn't anything wrong with you. This is where the buck stops for me. If anything ever happens to my son, God forbid, what is anyone going to say to me? When we all know whose fault it would be. Felt like it wasn't Diddy's fault. It was Justin's fault for driving under the influence. While Misa feels completely opposite. Her child is under the care of Diddy. Per the information that I've reviewed, we know that Diddy liked to keep. Per the information that we reviewed today, I definitely don't think Diddy would stop past his son to throw him under the bus to save his own ass. I think that's where Misa was coming from. Not to mention, Little Rod made for sure to name Justin Combs alongside his dad, Sean Diddy Combs. Music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones is accusing Sean Diddy Combs and his son of a massive cover-up of their involvement in a 2022 shooting, according to an amended complaint. The new allegations, which at the time it was new, it was March 4th when we first learned of this. The new allegations added to Jones' original lawsuit in which he accuses Diddy of a sexual assault and harassment. Lil Rod claimed that Diddy or his son Justin shot Justin's friend, identified in the complaint as a 30-year-old man named G. He was shot allegedly in the stomach and near his leg or hip area in a bathroom and Chalice Recording Studios in Los Angeles in September 2022. He claims that G has since disappeared. Rod also provided pictures of the bathroom shortly after this alleged shooting had taken place. Argument ensued between Diddy, Justin, and G. They moved the argument into a bathroom which was 2 feet away from Little Rod. He began to hear shots coming from the bathroom, and then that's when Diddy and Justin left the bathroom while G remained on the floor, and that multiple people had then started to crowd the door. Home gave strict instructions, according to Lil Rod, to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio. Of course, when the police arrived on the scene, Sean and Justin was gone. This brings me to the home raid today, because we know that Diddy was not on the scene, but his sons were apprehended by the feds. By now, everybody has seen reports about Sean Diddy Combs allegedly fleeing the United States, and this is because his jet was spotted earlier landing in the Caribbean. Investigators was raiding his properties in Miami and LA. I don't know if I said New York earlier. If I did, I apologize, but it's Miami and LA. He was spotted in the Miami airport, pacing back and forth. Do my best to keep everybody updated. I definitely want to hear from Kimora Lee. We know Kimora Lee was very close to Kim Porter. I'm sure Diddy's lawyers would speak out on his behalf. But do you guys find it interesting that ever since Keefe D was arrested on the charges concerning Tupac Shakur, things surrounding Diddy has been exposed on a major level. Talking about dating back to 1999. I understand that Diddy has done a lot to others, and I think he thought that he could just get away with it simply because he had the backing. The evil you do remains with you. The good you do comes back to you. Although I couldn't fit everything into this video, that's fine. We will follow back up at a later time. But for now, definitely tell me your thoughts and opinions below.
I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not. Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours to 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy will request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations. Just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter.
But I'm going to put in this fight. I got to do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it is just, I'm not going to let that happen. Not going to let that happen. Again, this is one of those projects that took so much time from me. I missed holidays with my family, just out working on this album. At what point I was running around with the hard drives, the computer, just to run the ball on this album, to finish the production on it, make sure that this album came to, a good project with good vibes, just where it is right now. And just to be offered little to no participation in this is highly disrespectful. I won't be that guy 20, 30 years from now looking back saying, I wish I'd done this. I'm going to do this now. Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him in court. So I'm just asking, if you're in support, please. The link is in my bio to my GoFundMe. The money will go towards my attorney fees and to just make sure I'm keeping my head above water doing the
Warning, warning, warning.